I have said over and over again that I'm very concerned about my country, and I want my country back. I'm concerned about we have an election coming up in November of this year, midterm election, and I'm concerned that the liberal, godless Democrats would take over. And once they take over, it's over for America. It's over for white Americans. They're going to go after white folks in the same manner that they're doing in South Africa right now. I have back with me Willem Petzer from South Africa, South African Boer. That means that he is a white native, an independent journalist. And I had him on before because in South Africa, the government is black, and they're taking the land from white folks there without compensation. And as a result of a nasty, evil government, white folks are being killed, raped, robbed, murdered, just all kinds of horrific things are happening. And you don't hear a lot about it internationally because it's happening to white people. And white people are the most hated species on this side of heaven. And this is coming to America. Willem was attacked. James have in parentheses, not the first time. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's not the first time he was attacked by six men with knives. And I wanted him to tell you about that story and update us as to what's going on in South Africa today. Willem, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hello, JC. Thanks for having me on again. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. And so tell us about this attack that happened to you, or these attacks.
Well, the one that you are referring to now was actually just a few weeks ago. I had a friend over at my house, and it was about just after 10 p.m., I would say 10:30 p.m. In the afternoon, and I opened the gate for him and I let him go. And as I opened the gate, the men were waiting for us. They were hiding in the bushes just outside my house, and then they attacked me. So luckily I was able to, grab one of them and use the guy as a human shield, because I held him by the neck in front of my body. And that sort of prevented them from stabbing me. So they only got to stab or to slice a little bit on my arm, but it's already healed mostly. So luckily God was with me that day, and nothing serious happened.
How many men were there?
As you said, there were six of them.
That's amazing. And did they attack your friend too, or they attacked you once he took off?
No, they attacked me while he was there as well, but one of the guys just also put the knife to his throat and told him not to move. So yeah, that was what happened. And
why were you attacked?
It was about 5 minutes, and then they ran off.
Why did they attack you?
I don't know. I think the easy answer is because they are after stuff to steal, like phones and wallets and so on. And they did get away with my phone, not my wallet. So yeah, that could be a reason. The other reason could be that they are after me specifically, and I really hope that's not the case, because that means they'll be back.
Yeah. Are you do you carry a weapon on you?
Well, no, I really want to. I'm trying to get a license for a weapon, but it's a bureaucratic nightmare here in South Africa to get a license.
That's amazing.
For a firearm. It takes 8 to 12 months just to get all the paperwork in order, and it all depends on the state. The state decides whether they want to give you the license or not, or whether they want to deny the license, even though I have no criminal record or no past any sort of crimes, not even traffic fines to my name. They still declined it the first time, because they said I don't have adequate reason for owning a firearm. So that's a bit of a problem.
That's amazing. And then tell us about the second attack.
Well, that was the second attack. The first one, they tried to break into my house. That was 3 men. But that was not so much of a problem because I was inside the house, and all the houses here in South Africa have iron bars in front of the windows, so they couldn't get in. I was able to, spray them with pepper spray through the window, and they also ran off.
Wow. And these were black people, right, during the attack?
Yeah, all of them were.
That's amazing. And so how are you dealing with all this? What are you going to do?
Well, we're sort of used to it here in South Africa. I mean, it happens a lot. Our crime statistics have just been released for 2017-2018 year, and our murder rate is up again. Now we are at 57 murders per day. So that is South Africa for you. And we're not a very big country, as you know. So 57 murders a day is quite a lot for us, proportionately.
And so these 57 murders that took place, for the record, that take place every day, is blacks killing whites, right?
No, not all of them. I would say the vast majority of them is blacks killing blacks. And then the second most is obviously blacks killing whites. And then the third most would be whites killing whites. And then the least prevalent one would be whites killing blacks.
That's amazing. Since the last time you and I spoke, the Great White Hope, President Trump, tweeted about South Africa farm murders and land grabs. Have that had any type of a positive effect, or has that helped in any way?
Well, it certainly made the government and the parties in government a lot more aggressive, because they had to cover for their wickets because it happened, and they made a lot of aggressive statements on that. Actually, we also had a debate in Parliament on the whole land expropriation issue, and one of the members of Parliament actually said that she wanted to go to war with all white people in South Africa. The majority of people, of course, in South Africa is black. About 40 million of them, 40 million black people, and then there are about 6 million white people in South Africa. So she wants all black people to go to war with white people now, and that's where we're at this moment.
That's an amazing thing. That is mind-blowing. And it's also mind-blowing that 57 murders per day. That's a lot of murders in a day. Why don't you... Can't you sell your land and just let the black folks have it? Because they're going to destroy themselves anyway. Can you sell your land and just get out of there?
Well, since this mess has started, I don't think anyone wants to buy the land here anymore.
Sell it to the blacks.
No, they don't want to buy it. Why would they buy something they can get for free?
That's amazing. I read that Antifa shut down your Discord chat service. Is that true?
Yeah, they did, but luckily I'm on air again. I've got a new Discord, and they won't be able to shut this one down like the previous one, because I'm not running this one myself. It's one that is being run by other people for me. Oh. I've heard that your Discord is also under attack by the same Antifa group.
Yeah, the other day, last week, I believe, Media Matter did an attack on me, so they're trying to stop me. We're being shadow banned right now, and because we're having a positive effect, and they don't want that to happen. But I'm not going to give up just because we're being attacked. I expect that to happen.
Yeah, well, I've been shadow banned since the first 2 weeks I've been on Twitter, so I know the feeling.
That's amazing. And so tell us what's going on. Update us. Tell the folks who don't really know what's happening in South Africa to whites by the blacks. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we have a bit of a lot of problems here with black on white crime, or as AfriForum, a civil rights organization here, puts it, ethnic cleansing, because we have these attacks on farms and on especially rural places, but also in the cities as well. And my friend who is the head of the civil rights organization AfriForum actually published a book recently where he exposes the government complicity in these attacks, and that's why he refers to it as ethnic cleansing. So that's something that's going on that's very bad, but it has been going on for a long time now. But we see these attacks escalating. And now also with the fact that the government wants to take all white people's property without compensation, that's a big problem. They actually said that they wanted to take all people's property without compensation, but then the Zulu king objected to it, and he said there's no way that that's going to happen because there are 9 black tribes in South Africa, and the Zulu tribe is by far the biggest.
Yeah.
So the Zulu king said that the Zulu tribe will go to war with the government if they try to take his land, and then the government said, "Don't worry, we'll only take white people's land."
Let me take a quick break. So I'm talking to Willem Petzer from South Africa about what's happening there to white folks by the black government and others. The taking of land without compensation, the violence that is happening to whites in South Africa. It's amazing, folks, what's going on. And I have here, my producer gave me this. Willem was stabbed in the back. His shoulder blade stopped the knife. He is a martial artist for 8 years, been practicing that. They stole his phone. I mean, just a whole bunch of things. What is it that keep you going, Willem?
So it's my calling, Jesse.
It's your calling. Explain that.
Well, I've studied veterinary medicine, but then I left that and I stopped doing that, and I went to school again and I started studying theology to become a minister and also to speak up on all the injustices happening at the moment in my country and to my people. So that's my calling in life, and that's what I'm doing, even though I get attacked all the time.
That's amazing. I didn't know you were a minister until talking to my producer this morning. He told me that you got a strike on your YouTube while talking Christianity on your channel. Is that true? And if so, why did you get a strike for that?
I did, yeah. I did my Christian stream and I read out of the Bible and I mentioned the word sodomy. And they said that sodomy was hate speech, so that's why I got the strike.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is Christianity popular in South Africa?
Yeah, well, especially amongst Afrikaners, I would say 99.9% of us are active church-going Christians, and under my people, it's basically the religion of my people, so it's very popular, I would say.
Are there black Christians in South Africa too?
Yeah, I think on paper most black people are Christians, even although about 70% of black people in South Africa say that they are Christians. But the thing is, I've done a lot of missionary work amongst the black tribes of South Africa, and I've seen a lot of these things, and most of these black people say that they are Christian, but they practice all these, black voodoo religion stuff at home, where they have all the, the animal sacrifices and the blood drinking and all of that stuff. And I just don't see how you can be both and do both, practice witchcraft and be a Christian at the same time. But somehow that's what they do. But that's the situation we have here.
That's what they do in this country too, the blacks. Not all, but most say that they are Christians, but they serve evil and they hate good. Most black people in America will not and do not stand up for good. And it's the darndest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what's happening in their minds that they can say that they're children of God, but yet they support evil all the time. It's crazy.
Do they also practice witchcraft there?
Yes, some do. In places like Louisiana and other areas, they practice that here as well.
Okay.
So let me ask, do you know who Chief Buddha Laser is?
Butulezi.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And he's a Christian, right?
Yes, he is.
Is he involved in what's going on there? Is he trying to help the whites, or is he involved at all as to what's happening there with the land and all that?
That's actually the story that I was telling before the break. When the government said that they were going to expropriate all land, and he said, no, if you expropriate all land, then we would go to war with you. The Zulu tribe would go to war with the government.
Oh, I see.
And then the government backpedaled and they said, no, well, don't worry, we're only going to expropriate the white people's land. So that's basically what happened.
So is Chief Buddha Laser still the head of the Zulu tribe?
He's the tribal chief, yes. He doesn't have any political power at all, but because he is the tribal chief, the people will probably respect him more than they respect the government and so forth. And if he says that we are going to war, then the tribe will definitely follow him. They won't follow the government.
I met Chief Buddha Laser. He was here in this country visiting with Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager is a talk show host here in the country. And I was invited over and I met him, and I have to tell you, he was a good man. Nelson Mandela hated him because Chief Buddha Laser is a Christian and Nelson Mandela was a communist, and they did not get along very well. The ANC did not like him at all.
Yeah, the ANC has always been communists, and I believe communism is a satanic religion.
Yes, absolutely. So, Willem, give out your information. Tell us what we can do to help you guys over there.
Well, I was looking forward to this. A friend of mine and we have actually started a site. It's called helptheboer.com. So that's just one word, help the boer, and boer is spelled B-O-E-R. So in other words, it would be helptheboer.com, and there we have put a lot of information for you guys that we've basically made it a spreadsheet, or not a spreadsheet, but a information sheet where you can get all the information on what's going on here, and where you can also get some links to how you can help us and stuff like that. It's still very young, the site and everything, and it's not yet done built, but that's probably the best place to look, because a lot of friends of mine and myself as well, who are doing what I'm doing, have received this question all of the time. Every time we go on a show like this, or when we go on a radio show or talk show or whatever, people always ask, what can we do to help? And then we don't really have a very good answer. But that's why we started the site, so we can say to you, go to this site and take it from there, because this is now a centralized site where all of us can put our information out and people can go from there.
Oh, good. What time is it in South Africa right now?
It is 4:30.
In the PM?
PM, yes.
So are you having dinner? I noticed you were eating something and drink. Are you having dinner?
Yeah, I was just eating a snack while we were off air. Yeah.
Well, man, I have much respect for you. I wish you well. Be safe. And we definitely want you to keep coming back and updating us as to what's happening there and how we can help.
It's always a pleasure to have you on, JC. I really enjoy it all the time. Thank you very much for having me here.
You're welcome, buddy. Be safe over there, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, now. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, buddy. Amazing. And I have to tell you, folks, it's coming to America if we allow the Democrats, the socialists to take over in our country. It's coming to America. White folks, you are hated by people of color. The Christians, the black Christians, and all, they hate you. They've been lied to about it. They hate you all in the name of Jesus. And you see how they are supporting these radical Democrats and all that kind of mess going on. I want my America back.